Yeah, I think one of the things I love about the kettlebell is that really just similar to what we talked about with the hill. The kettlebell teaches you so much. There's
certain things don't lie. Toddlers, drunk people, yoga pants, kettlebells, right?
And the hills.
So
apparently,
and hills.
I remember back in the day when I was training to go into the Air Force and all that, and Jim was like, "You need to go buy some kettlebells," and I'm like, "What's a kettlebell?" And he's like, "It's basically a big cannonball with a handle on it." And I'm like, "That sounds awesome. I'm in for 2." So that was my first foray into kettlebells.
Yeah, so we have listeners across the spectrum of fitness, right? And some may not even know what a kettlebell is, or like Chipotle, they call it like a kettleball, like Chipotle, whatever. So they might have seen one sitting in the gym, but may not know what it's called and may not know what the hell to do with it. So I want you to picture a cannonball with a handle on it, right? That's what we're talking about. It came from Mother Russia.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the original ads for it. It's like, this is Russian crazy fitness from the Russian Spetsnaz. Come take this and lift it over your head and you become strong like Russian bear. Haha. And I was like, cool, I'm in, whatever. And the PJs were into it and the combat controllers were into it. And I'm like, well, if they're jumping off a cliff, I'm going to jump off one too. So that was my introduction. And that's when I started telling Mike about it.
Yeah. But they're awesome. Like you can take them anywhere. And I think, jump in here where I get this wrong, but one of the things that I like about it is everything when you're lifting one of these things, it kind of forces you to involve those little stabilizer muscles that we were talking about earlier, because it's not just a straight bar or a balanced dumbbell. It's always kind of off, right? Like just the shape of it and the way you hold it, it kind of forces you to engage all of the little things that go with whatever lift you're doing, right? Am I getting that?
Yeah, and yeah, essentially it doesn't even force you to engage, like engages the things, or else you drop it.
Yeah,
essentially. So yeah, absolutely.
Even grip strength, which is good for shooting.
Yeah, speaking of grip strength and Garmin watches, I recommend don't wear a watch when you're doing this, because you're going to flip it back onto your wrist, and you will learn. It will teach you.
Yeah, it's one of the most frustrating things. Like, how am I supposed to track my heart rate throughout my workout if I don't have a chest strap and I have to take my watch off? I don't understand.
Yeah, yep.
I won't have that pulse ox data. You know.
I know. What will I do if I don't have my pulse ox?
How will I survive my workout without being able to say how many calories I burned at the end of it? I don't understand.
Yeah, it won't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It literally.
And to kind of bring that full circle real quick, COVID, right? Last year or more, we haven't really been able to do a whole lot of gym work because of COVID, at least on military bases. A lot of the gyms have been shut down. That's one of the things about kettlebells, and I'm not selling kettlebells here. You can get one or two, and I defer to Kettlebell Doc as far as what size and shape and style to get, but you can get a couple of them. They don't take up a whole lot of space in your house. They're easier to find than a treadmill right now, and a hell of a lot cheaper. And then the kettlebell gym's always open. Right, so there's some real value there.
It's right next door to the burpee gym.
Damn Skippy.